So because of Michael Gonzalez and his piss poor standards, if a cop arrests you, then he's just going to try to fuck you over as best as he can. It doesn't matter if you were right or wrong. It doesn't matter if you had a small complaint or a large complaint. He's going to treat you like you're a goddamn motherfucking Christopher Mondragon. He'll treat you like a Meanwhile, Christopher Mondragon is out there free as a bird. Christopher Mondragon killed a man, but he wasn't arrested. So Ann Kelly's not going to be a bitch to Christopher Mondragon. Michael Gonzalez isn't going to talk down to Christopher Mondragon. And neither is Shelly Quintana, the clerk. In fact, because he's a dangerous guy, they might all like recoil and like be on the edge of their seat when they see him. If they ever see him. You would think that you would think the murderers, you'd want to stop murder. And you'd want to go after the murderers. That seems like one of the worst crimes out here. That's just me, though. When I said stop murder, Ann Kelly says, he scared the bejesus out of us. You're the one killing people left and right. 27, 28, 30 murders in the last 7 years? You don't think that's too much? Anybody? Does anybody else think 30 fucking murders in the last 7 years is a little too fucking much? So since the Ann Kelly and Michael Gonzalez standard is, if you're arrested, you get fucked. But if you don't get arrested and say a citizen just has a whole bunch of evidence against you, they ain't gonna do shit. They need the cops to arrest the person. They are dependent on the police to capture the body, to kidnap the body. And if a cop doesn't kidnap a body, then Ann Kelly and Michael Gonzalez, they got no power whatsoever. I would love to see Michael Gonzalez and Ann Kelly go out there and get Christopher Mondragon. Go out to the scene. Make it. You're allowed to have citizens arrest, and you're a part of the machine. The judge and the DA. Wouldn't that be awesome? Actually go out there and you make the arrest. If you're dependent on cops to make the arrest, then you're only dependent on what they do. And if they make good arrests, okay, great. But what if they make crap arrests? And what if they don't arrest a lot of people that commit crimes? Christopher Mondragon hasn't been arrested, so Shelly Quintana's not going to be a stupid bitch. A stupid, ugly, criminal bitch to Christopher Mondragon. She's a criminal bitch. She has covered up Robert Pickrell's crime. She has covered up Phil Greeny's crime. She has covered up Nazi crime after Nazi crime. There's no telling how many innocent people Shelly Quintana and Michael Gonzalez has fucked the fuck over. Christopher Mondragon killed a person. He wasn't arrested. So Michael Gonzalez isn't going to treat him like shit. He isn't going to steal $5,000 out of his pocket. He isn't going to do this, do that, try to entrap him, try to contempt him, try to come up with all these different schemes to fuck him over. Waste his time. Tell him to keep coming back to court. Ann Kelly isn't going to fucking do her nasty bunch of lies. She lied on behalf of Phil Greeny. Motherfucking Phil Greeny, you must have the tastiest asshole in the fucking valley, man. Phil Greeny could commit 50 to 100 crimes against me, and you think that Quintana, she's a fucking asshole to me for some fucking reason. Because when a cop arrests you, then the people in the courthouse just are going to treat you like fucking shit, like your life don't fucking matter, because they know what happens to you at the end of the fucking line if they get their conviction. But they're not committed to justice. They're not committed to a presence of justice. And without security, you have no civilization. My intention when I came here, I'm going to be an organic farmer, be a journalist, be a professor. I can't drive to the college for 8 hours and come back. Phil Greeny's going to steal my shit, kill my dog, shove green beans up my dog's asses. He's going to continue to commit crime after crime. Hireman, Valela, and Pickrell, Jenks, Noah Capon, Little Xanis X. Crime after crime after crime. Ann Kelly, Michael Gonzalez, and Shelly Quintana has covered up crime after crime after crime. So I'm supposed to believe that Christopher Mondragon is the actual guy who did it? They don't give a shit about crime. I'm supposed to believe that they're going to get the arrest and then they're going to make sure that justice prevails, right? Yeah, I'll see it when I fucking believe it. I've heard about other murders that had happened and they don't know who the person is. That one guy, Abel Acosta, goes in and just blows everybody away with a pistol right there on the surveillance camera. His dad goes to jail, but he's still free as a bird. Abel Acosta shot and killed 3 people in Texas. Right there on camera. Do we have any cops or judges that go after the people that murder people? I know. I drove 1 mile of the speed limit. I know. I jaywalked. There's no crosswalk. You have to fucking jaywalk. It's not possible to cross the road when there's no cross. You can't cross the road without jaywalking. No seatbelt. I know, that's the crime of the century. No seatbelts. These motherfuckers keep killing people left and right. I fired a few warning shots, and they're acting like that's the crime of the century. Kenny John. I don't know Kenny John. I don't know Christopher Mondragon. This all happened in Blanca. But I know that murdering people is wrong. But I think a bunch of bitch-ass pieces of shit. Soto, well, what'd you do? So what did Kenny John do? I guess that's what Soto Cruz is going to do. Well, what'd you do, Kenny John? Huh? You must have done something for them to treat you like that. No, I just had a man and I had some property and they want this. They're thieving ass. They don't want to work. They're thieving ass piles of shit. I'm a progressive. I say, let's go vote. I'm a good example. I'm a great shining light on top of a hill. That's what they were pissed off about. You think you're going to come around here with your Mr. Honesty and truth and love and peace, freedom and justice, your damn virtues? Comes from the preamble, you stupid fuck. Establish justice every day. If you want to be a good American, be a good Colorado and establish justice every day, because that's the whole point of the whole government. Also to promote the domestic tranquility and to promote the general welfare, to provide for the common defense, to form a more perfect government, to form a more perfect union, and to protect our civil liberties. The Robert Ogburn standard is where we should be at. Follow every accusation to the fullest extent of the law. If Ann Kelly is going to sit there and lie and, well, he's saying you're all bacteria and just make up shit and just basically attack the person's reputation and character instead of looking at the evidence and seeing what the evidence suggests or proves, no, the cop arrested you, so we're going to fuck you the fuck over. So the Ann Kelly and Michael Gonzalez standard is horseshit. If the crime, okay, so now what are the implications? Okay, I'm telling you this stuff, you can believe me or not. But let's say Christopher Mondragon, I'm the lawyer, right? And Christopher Mondragon comes up to me and says, what should I do? Do not go to the cops. Do not go to the cops. Don't say a damn word to the cops. And resist. Because I'm a lawful person, I never thought about resisting. But they're not being honest. They're not good people. It sucks being a victim, but you know what's worse? When you're a victim and you drive all the way there to Shelly Quintana and say, hey, you all killed my dog, right? So you're cops, so why don't you get some justice? And she's just a dumb, stupid bitch and fucks up your paperwork and then doesn't give a shit if you have justice or not. Yeah, I can't live without security. They're fucking sieging every day, motherfucker. I can't even go to the post office, motherfucker. If Shelly Quintana would have gave a shit about stopping crimes, then I would have a much fucking better... But no, they covered up 100 fucking crimes. Jinx, Pickrell, Greenie, Hiram, Vallejo, Noah, Capon, Lil Xanax X. KKK, Mickey Mouse, Nazi motherfuckers, right-wing sovereigns, Bruce Doucette and Vince Edwards. The big names are still around. Troy Zinn sells water illegally, and the big name right-wing sovereign Nazi fucks are his best friends. He's not even embarrassed about it. Jacqueline Mitchell hung out with the McDonald's all the goddamn time. Noah likes to binocular my family when they come visit. Hey, thanks a lot, but no thanks, man. Nick Vallela, well, what's he like to do? He's a lying piece of shit, and on a good day, it seemed like we had that 1 week where we shot guns with each other, and we'll always have that day in Vegas. But he was best friends with motherfucking Costleys and the McDonald's. Samantha McDonald, Xanax McDonald, she's going to get 40 years for child abuse. You were best friends, Jacqueline Mitchell? You were hanging out with them all the time? Nick Vallela said that Xanax McDonald said he liked to watch his daughter go pee. That wasn't a red flag? That wasn't a red flag to any one of you motherfuckers? For 5 years, they were abusing them kids. 40 years, that's a lot of years. 20, 30 charges, sexual violence, physical violence. And none of those rat bastard Nazis by the Labatt Bridge. Troy didn't notice anything. Pickrell didn't. Well, he comes later. Jacqueline didn't notice. Kenny didn't notice anything. Phil Greenie didn't notice anything. Hiram, Vallela, Little Xanax X. KKK, Mickey Mouse. They didn't investigate. They didn't do any fucking work afterward. I called 911 and they came out there, but they wasted my time. What are you doing, Schultz? Why don't you go investigate and ask some questions and shit? Person made an accusation against me, but because I went to the planning and zoning and I called the police, Well, they got my name. They know who I am. They got my social security number. They already got my information. My mistake was moving to Costilla County and calling the police. When I called the police, then I wasn't allowed to get extrajudicial justice because you got my name and you got the situation. So if I go and beat the shit out of the person that committed the crime against me, well, you murdered my dog, so yeah, I get to beat the shit out of you. That sounds right to me. But if I go to establish justice like the preamble of U.S. and Colorado Constitution tells me I'm allowed to do, that other guy will lie, tell his fucking cop buddy a bunch of fucking lies, and then I get fucked over for life. For establishing justice, for being the good American, good Coloradan who's following the preamble, following the law to the letter, I'm being actualized by my nation's laws. If you're the judge and the DA and the clerk, you should want people to know the laws. I read the laws to obey them, not to lord them over, you assholes. But you motherfuckers aren't reading the fucking laws at all. And you're not good people. You don't have, I mean, you think Quintana's just sitting there like, dang, John Masters his dog was murdered and they did drive-bys and spotlighting and we didn't do anything. And now we're trying to fuck his life over. That's just not right. The injustice of this is so sickening. She don't have a soul. She don't have a conscience. She sucks her daddy's dick. And since Michael Gonzalez, I guess my frustration with Quintana is the same one with Michael Gonzalez. But with Quintana, women were supposed to be better. And your facial features are so much more expressive. So when she's like, yeah, we fucked your life over. She was so happy. She was so happy with the bullshit that happened to me. She was happy. She loves to hurt innocent people. Good family men. You said he was a good father. So hit him where it hurts. Huh. So I don't get to build a safe house to raise my fucking family in a crime-free neighborhood in a civil society because you're a dumb bitch piece of shit. Because I respected the cops. I respected planning and zoning. I paid for my permits. I called the law and I reported every crime I witnessed. That's why you're fucking me over. Meanwhile, Christopher Mondragon is out there running around. He hasn't been arrested. There's been other people that haven't been arrested. So how's any of this bullshit fair? Basically, I guess the system is bullshit. And so if Christopher Mondragon came up to me, resist. In my lawful mind, you're not allowed to resist, but then any dumbass douchebag who makes a bad decision, well, I just want to fuck your life over, so get in the paddy wagon. Well, shit, you made a dumb decision. I can't resist. No, I'm going to resist somewhat. Nah, you sure that's the way it's supposed to be? Now I'm going to argue with you a little bit, motherfucker. Just hurry up and jump right in the fucking paddy wagon, huh? You going to shoot and kill me, motherfucker? For Ann Kelly and Michael Gonzalez, the arrest is the crime. If you're dumb enough to get arrested, if the cops are able to get their hands on you and take your body to the jail, they'll rape your life until the end. But if you're a Christopher Mondragon, well, that's like you got a law from Cornell University. I mean, he shot the guy, and he never called the cops or never told anybody about anything. He isn't going to tell the truth. He's going to evade the truth, and he's going to resist, and resist some more. He knows you're all on bullshit, and he's a criminal fuck, so really, he would deserve all this shitty-ass treatment. Prior statements are admissible. Go around and ask what Kenny John said towards the end of his life. What did he say? Write down every word that he said. He talked about this. He talked about that. Get as many signed statements from the locals as possible. Signed affidavits. Prior statements are admissible in a Colorado court of law. So is DNA and fingerprints, but not hypnotic trances and not lie detector test. But prior statements are admissible. So that's a stupid standard. The crime is getting arrested. So because I was respectful, I talked to one person. They said, go talk to the police. But Robert Pickerel committed a crime and he stayed inside the house. If I would have stayed inside my house, I probably wouldn't have been arrested. There's two cops that beat me up in Louisville one time. And he said if I would have ran away, he wouldn't have arrested me. What? What are you all doing? What the fuck are you all doing? You're fucking over the good person who pulls over? Well, there are sirens. I better pull over. You're fucking over people who's not resisting. You're fucking with people for petty reasons. The system is failing because they're not going after the big-time criminals because they're dangerous. They'd rather fuck over this tiny little bullshit and feel like they're doing something. The system is bullshit. And I don't know if Shelley Quintana could ever punish Christopher Mondragon as much as she has punished me. I've never done shit to Shelley Quintana. And up till right now, I've never committed a crime. These bitches, Phil Greeny, didn't mind committing crime after crime after crime after crime. There's that fat-faced, fucking piece of shit driving around my fucking house. It's all on tape. I got a tape of a motherfucker clicking his gun on the side of the fucking SUV. That's not a crime. So if I was just to do all the crimes that happened to me, to Michael Gonzalez, he wouldn't have a problem with that, right? Me and Robert Pickerel and Kenny Capin, well, we go and start spotlighting his dogs, and then he comes out and says, stop doing that, and then we fire a couple shots at him. And then we drive by his house 50 to 100 times like Phil Greeny. We're stalking the shit out of him. He's by himself, and so when he calls the cops, well, the cops talk to Troy, and Troy, oh, he's crazy, so he gets ignored. Phil Greeny gets to fuck his life up till the end. So me and Phil Greeny gets to drive around his house, keep him inside the house. Me and Kenny Capin and Robert Pickerel and Noah Spaulding, we get to do drive-by shootings and shit. Some SUV piece of shit, fucking Phil Greeny piece, Hiram Richardson, Nick Villela, their fucking hijinks. Jacqueline Mitchell tried to run over my dog. I got her on tape trying to run over Shakti. But we're going to ignore the tape, right? Noah has to put money into Troy Zinn's pocket because he's got to finance the Nazi movement, the right-wing sovereign KKK Mickey Mouse movement. Noah has to finance the Nazis around there. Why are you so comfortable with those racist, child-abusing Nazis? I was nice to the guy. Well, I was nice to Villela too, so apparently anybody who is neighborly gets royally fucked the fuck over. You move to Costilla County and you're not a bloodthirsty criminal fucking piece of shit. You're a good man, good citizen, and you vote? Oh, ba fam goo to you, good sir. Good day to you, sir. So the reason why Quintana did that little facial expression to Harrelson was she was using her pussy power to get Harrelson to want to hurt me. She was doing the Lori Vallow. You got a little secret power, don't you? You got that wet-ass pussy. And you could get a man Twitter-pated, and then you could get him to want to punch me and beat me up. I understand your secret power. But I haven't done shit to you, Quintana. I was listening to Michael Gonzalez so I would have the fucking laptop properly and right. I've done nothing wrong at all. So for you to be such an ugly piece of shit bitch, you are such a criminal motherfucker. You've covered up so many fucking crimes. I would love to believe that they're going to arrest Christopher Mondragon. He's the person of interest. I would love to think that they would arrest him and then do the exact same shit. That would be getting some justice. But the crime is getting arrested, and Christopher Mondragon, he didn't get arrested. He's not. He's Cornell University. He's fucking Phil Greeny. You commit the crime, he's Pickerel, and stay inside the house. Capin, Little Xanax X, you commit the crime and you just stay around. And they would follow the cops. They would just park in a field, wait for the cops to be there, see the lights. After an hour, they leave. And then the Nazis would drive behind the cops as the cops left the area. I see all this stupid. They're making you all look dumb as fuck. You didn't do any investigation, so you have no idea what the fuck is going on. You think I'm just making up all these dumb stories? And then he was spotlighting me, and then I was like, stop spotlighting me, and fuck you, pieces of shit. If I have a badge, I could just go, and I got citizens arrest power. I just don't, the system here doesn't respect citizens. There's, 47, 50,000 souls here, but only the cops and the lawyers matter. If a citizen says, hey, that person committed a crime, so it makes me wonder, did Kenny John reach out to Quintana? Did Kenny John call Soto Cruz, and Soto Cruz just stuck his thumb up his butt? Keith Schultz stuck his thumb up his butt, and then now he's dead, huh? How many times did he call the cops? 100 times? And you all didn't suspect that there was crimes happening? You didn't even suspect that maybe he was telling the truth? That never even dawned on you, did it? Getting killed, being a martyr gives too much credit to your enemies. My only mistake was moving to Costilla County and respecting these rat bastards enough to file the report, document the crimes I witnessed, to pay for my permits. I'm polite and decent. If I have my freedom and security, if I have my American civil liberties, then I'm a professor, I'm a journalist, Or I'm an organic farmer. I get a couple of goats and sheep and I raise some fucking tomatoes and cucumbers. And then I sell that stuff at the local farmer's market. But that's what these motherfuckers don't want me to do. They don't want to have me. They don't want... I didn't have security in Costilla County. So there's a lot of fucked up shit that's happening in Costilla County. Why has there been 30 murders in the last 7 years? Because they don't care about crimes. They're not serious. They don't allow... If there's one big change that I wish that Ann Kelly would bring in, which she's not going to bring in any... But it would be to allow the citizen to go directly to the judge or the DA, and for the judge and the DA to listen to the citizen, look at the evidence, look at the videotapes, look at the photographs. You don't have to believe anybody and everybody willy-nilly. Give them the crucible of cross-examination. Ask them tough questions. Essentially believe the person. If you don't know them to be a pathological liar, listen to them, take down their statement, record their statement. Ask them tough questions, the crucible of cross-examination, and then pursue the accusation to the fullest extent of the law. You lying and making up shit, you doing entrapment shit, you doing all this extra shit, that's not the fullest extent of the law. You're going above and beyond to try to fuck a good man over. Ann Kelly, Michael Gonzalez, and Shelly Quintana are going above and beyond to fuck a good man over. And they say you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good man down. But you can. Martin Luther King got shot. Robert Kennedy got shot. JFK got shot. Malcolm X, Fred Hampton got killed by the police. By the Chicago police, by the FBI, by the CIA. Cops hate good men. Hey, did Robert Kennedy say he want peace? Well, we need to pull a bullet in his head for that. Is that why Kenny John got killed? Because he was for peace? Peace, love, freedom. Freedom. Ann Kelly rolled her eyes about freedom. She rolled her eyes about freedom. Oh, he believes in freedom. What do you think victims' rights is? It's the freedoms of the victims. You got to treat the victims with respect. These bitches want to fuck me over for a few warning shots. And then my guess is they're trying to put a stamp of criminal or insanity on me. So that way they can allow Jacqueline Mitchell and Robert Pickrell, Kenny Cape and Noah, Phil Greeny to get away with all their crimes. Hiram Richardson, Nick Vallela, Lil Xanax X. They haven't listened to me seriously. They haven't taken any of these accusations serious. So you're not pursuing every accusation to the fullest extent of the law. All you're doing is fucking over anybody who the cops kidnap. And the crime is the crime. Getting arrested isn't the crime. You can always arrest Anne Frank. Anne Frank is going to go willingly. You can always arrest Anne Frank. The crime is not getting arrested. The crime is the crime. But here in the valley, under Michael Gonzalez as the judge, getting arrested is the crime. He never even asked what the hell happened. His job was just to fuck me over for 2 years. And, you know, you walk in and you think you want to know the dude or like the dude or some shit, but dude just wants to fuck you over. Did you want to know the truth? And did you want to... I mean... I wouldn't mind, you know, if there was a sense of justice doing the stuff that you say. But we're going to go arrest Jacqueline Mitchell or Robert Pickrell anytime soon? What about Phil Greeny? We're going to arrest him anytime soon? Capon, Noah, Hiram, Vallela, Lil Xanax X. Anybody going to get arrested? So you're going to ignore all the crimes that happened to me and then try to fuck me over, put a stamp of insanity or criminal on me, and then fucking let all the Nazi criminal fucks get away with all their crimes? No. No, I'm against Kenny John being murdered. I'm against all the 30 murders that have happened. You don't hit people, you don't steal, you don't rape, and you don't murder. I feel very much alone saying that. I went to the... I'll just end it off on this. I went to the grocery store and I got a piece of shit that's fucking with me online. Oh, you better watch yourself, motherfucker. Fuck you. But pieces of shit will read anonymous comment online and they'll fucking... Oh, I believe that guy... You don't even know who that's the guy that's committing. That's the guy stalking me, motherfucker. They said, next time you buy beer at the grocery store, interesting. So the guy who is stalking me, the Nazi motherfucker writing comments on my YouTube page, knows somebody at the grocery store in Antonito. 4 years ago when I came here, there was a fucking theft at the grocery store. There was just a theft there a couple months ago. That's all y'all fucking do is steal the whole time. Maybe actually get serious about crime and stamp down on crime and make sure there's a presence of justice in the neighborhood. You know, it'd be awesome, and this would actually put everybody on notice. What if Ann Kelly and Michael Gonzalez, what if they would go to the different counties of the 6 counties and just hang out with the people? Just to see how things run. Is it quiet? Is it active? Is there a lot of shit that's happening? If any of those cops, there was 2 weeks, shit was happening every fucking day. When I called my witnesses, what are the chances that the one day that they're here, crime happened? And if the crime happened the one day my witness was there, you have to presume that there was more crimes that happened prior to. What are the chances that I predicted he was going to commit the crime? You came, you saw him commit the crime. But my witnesses are pieces of shit. They want to cover up. They want to fuck you over. So they want to get your love. But it's like, you don't even love me and my body. You don't care about my mind, body, and soul. You let people attack me and you're on the side of the criminals. So they were terrible witnesses. But let's use some logic. Can cops not piece shit together? Do y'all watch too much goddamn fucking Hollywood movies and you just, well, this is a nice strapping young man. I'm middle-aged, so this is a lawful middle-aged man here. Maybe he's a part of a big international drug trade. You know, I did have a step uncle, Williams, Robert Williams' son, David Williams, and he flew up in a plane, and there was no gas, and then he crashed. And they think he was killed because he was involved in the drug trade. David Williams would get drugs from Colombia and then come to America and drop the drugs down on the ground. Tom Cruise had a movie about this. And then the people on the ground would pick this stuff up. But I didn't know David Williams. I knew his fucking brother, and his brother was a Republican dickhead. And I said a liberal view, and he was like, there's no hope for this one. Jeff Williams. And Jeff Williams was the stepbrother, or stepbrother of my father, so he was a redheaded stepchild growing up. So they weren't friends, and they might have been envious of each other, but it was jealousy and sibling rivalry. And who gives a shit? I don't have a license to fly planes. I don't know any international drug dealers. And I'm certainly not picking up fucking packages of cocaine. Oh, man. You know, part of me should be flattered. Because sometimes, you know, when I go to these fucking pot shops, they act like I'm the secret shopper. They act like I'm the governor himself. Oh, you're the feds, huh? You're the feds and you're making sure we ID everybody, right? No, I'm just a guy who wants to get some fucking weed, you stupid bitch. But I mess up sometimes and I'll smile at people because I want them to know that I got a good side to me. And then that's when people fuck you over, the moment that you smile. So what am I saying? I went to the grocery store and there was a white woman, big fat white woman. And you know, you would think I had a good moment there. And I complimented the store because it was like, damn, so many fucking assholes. And you can't fight with every dog that barks at you. You'll never get to the store. But I got to the store and this big fat fucking white Caucasian, Karen, of course, said, how are you doing? I said, do you really want to know? And she says, yeah. Because she's a curious piece of shit. And then I told her that I was being criminalized, and then she shrugged her shoulders like she didn't give a fuck. Motherfucker, I only was telling you this shit so you could care, but you're just a nosy piece of shit. And I wonder how much more if that YouTube fucking comment person is sitting there saying he knows somebody at the store. So these people are talking about me, and I'm not doing anything to any of them. I've complained about, you know, a couple things, but that's it. Not stolen, not hit, not raped, not shot anybody or anything. Anyways, I just tried to tell her that crimes are bullshit, and then she was like, oh, well, you know how it is. And then I was like, no, I don't know how it is because this is driving me nuts. I called the police and they didn't do shit. Now what do I do? And then she was like, oh, I don't know, because that's her solution was just call the police. Okay, well, they didn't do nothing. Now what? I'm by myself. The cops ain't doing shit, and the criminals are still criminalizing. What am I supposed to do? And I said, well, I'm just going to arrest the guy. And she goes, well, you don't want to do that. You'll go to jail for arresting a criminal? You fat fucking piece of shit. You're a Nazi fuck, aren't you? You know the criminal motherfucker who's fucking with me, and you're not going to tell me shit. And I told some little lighthearted story to another fat fucking white Caucasian female clerk. I told her 20 years ago in Cincinnati, Just some little lighthearted story, and then she just started getting real ugly. So, I understand where she's coming from. Motherfucker, I was just chit-chatting with you. Jesus fucking